You've been granted immortality. You're a minimum wage worker with a useless degree and crippling student debt. What's your immortal life plan? Live in a cave and consume lost explorers. Are you okay? Minimum wage and an art degree. Obviously not okay. Not pay that debt because I'm gonna outlive that debt. In 150 years, who the hell is gonna even believe I'm still alive? You underestimate the drive of debt collectors. They'd stay alive forever just to make sure they get their money. Can confirm. I'm a debt collection agent and I lived through the Thanos snap out of pure will to call the next person on my list and tell them we're on a recorded line right before they hang up on me. I work hard in a really dangerous and high-pay industry and save up as much as I can. Put it all in global indexes and in 100 to 200 years I'll accumulate enough interest on it to no more have to work. Then you have to move country every 50 years or so no one gets suspicious as to your immortality. Enjoy life as much as I can, and when I'm living off of interests I'd go into the research sector and become an expert in medicine, cure death, and finally not be the only one to live forever. I mean, if you are immortal you don't really need money to eat, drink or anything. You could literally walk everywhere you want or do whatever you want without risk of dying. Plus after 500 years everything you own will be a valuable piece of history. Finally all my IKEA furniture will look like antiques. Not sure how long particle board will live for. Well, the good news is that with immortality I'll be able to pay down the student debt eventually. After that I'd probably go back to grad school and get a useful postgraduate degree. You beat cancer, and then you went back to work at the carpet store? Ooh. I could sure go for a game of Roy right about now. Less than head slap, greater than. I mean, if you're immortal, that in itself would be profitable skill. Someone trapped in a burning building that's about to collapse. Hey, I'll run in and get them. A dangerous dictator is threatening war and genocide, and sending a group in to take them out would be a suicide mission? Hey, I am free on Saturday afternoon. You wouldn't be minimum wage for long. And there are a billion dangerous jobs out there that pay a lot of money, like power line maintenance, or certain oil field workers. They can place you into a drum can and fill it with concrete, then throw you into the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, how did that Saturday afternoon go? Just wait for the concrete to erode away and swim back up after a gazillion years, I guess. Imagine how absolutely insane you'll be if that actually happened. Slowly begin positioning myself to be a global leader to unite the species and send us to space, before turning Earth into a nature preserve with minimum staff left to be caretakers and nurturers of the cradle of our birth, while the species explores the stars. Create YouTube channel of me doing things that should kill me but don't. Jumping off buildings, getting rolled over by a tank, that kind of stuff. Move to the mountains, find a job, learn to be as self-sufficient as possible. Enjoy the beauty of nature while living off its bounty. Forever? Forever ever. Post on AskReddit to figure out what to do. Plot twist: water isn't wet in that universe. Make long-term investments. If I have to live forever, I want to eventually be wealthy. This is the one and only circumstance where you should join an MLM. Sure, the first 40 or 50 years will suck, but imagine when your downline stretches for millennia. Just go back to school and get more student debt but study everything I love until I hold loads of degrees in really interesting shit. Art history has always interested me. Go to gallery openings, mingle and network. Eventually everyone knows me and I end up the world's leading expert in rare art. By this time I'm very old and people are kinda suspicious about how I'm still around. Like, wasn't she young when I was young? She must age really well. People die and leave rare art to me. Or I become highly adept at dealing black market art and spotting the next big thing. I'm a remarkably well-known art critic after all. Amass a great fortune and become an eccentric recluse. Everyone thinks I might be a vampire. Rob a bank and disappear completely for 10 years. Hopping the counter at a bank and taking the cash drawers will only get you a couple $1,000. If you take the time to go back into the vault to get more, a SWAT team will have your getaway driver in handcuffs by the time you get out of the bank. Plot twist. After 10 years, inflation, your take from the bank is now worth a month's wages at McDonald's. Prove the theory about being able to take in nutrients and sustain yourself with sunlight, and as a result create a cult. Make bare minimum payments on the debt until the company holding the debt disappears for all time. Fake my death and start over. Careful. Don't want to do too many illegal things, else you might get a life sentence. Fair point. But this would be the fastest way to get out of the student debt, and I'm guessing the degree I earned isn't too valuable if I'm working minimum wage. I'd go on TV shows and make lots of money demonstrating my immortality by being shot at point blank range for all to witness. Then, once my reputation was established as an immortal, I'd write a best-selling novel entitled Forever is a Long Time. Right after forcibly spending a century in all kinds of secret government test labs. Same as when I was asked 1,200 years ago. Hit people with an axe and take all their stuff. Remember Zeus? Yeah, that. Without the powers. Just the sleeping with everyone. I'll at least be entertained. Zeus raped most of his dates. If you're immortal, I say let your lenders know ASAP. Probably can change the terms of your loan law. The shareholders aren't immortal, they probably wouldn't like a payoff that is outside of their lifespan. Good luck convincing the federal gov that they aren't immortal. I dunno, but can I just say that the attempted funny comments on this post are the least funny I've ever seen. Like, you always know a non-serious tagged AskReddit post is gonna get a bunch of people trying to be the first funny comment. But holy moly, are these ever bad. To be honest, I think your expectations may be a bit high for a bunch of immortal minimum wage workers. I'd start bearing all kinds of bullshit accounts of a god on earth and all kinds of miraculous tales and make sure to describe myself in detail. Then I'd take a long fucking nap. Come back in a couple thousand years as God. Now there's a second contender for God. And another religion. Because you gave me a similar idea. So, how about an alliance? 2 millennia from now, they'll be killing each other in our names, while sharing similar principles. And only a small percent of the learned amongst them will ever cross-reference the texts and realize their religions are kin. Only if the messages in our teachings will be totally augmented to better serve as a tool of oppression and hatred. It's going to end up that way, anyways, so why not?
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.